coming up on National Car Rental Racehorse Digest. Hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. Welcome to ESPN's National Weekly Recap of Horse Racing. We begin with some sad news in thoroughbred racing. The trainer Eddie Gregson died this past Sunday night of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Gregson was best known for training the 1982 Kentucky Derby winner Gato del Sol for Arthur Hancock. I remember years after that him telling me his feelings on winning the Roses.
And I remember winning, and I remember being in the winner's circle and seeing Arthur, and I don't have any memory of how I got downstairs. I know I didn't jump, but I don't remember. There's a picture in a scrapbook I have of the guards escorting me into the winner's circle. I remember none of that, absolutely none of it. I blanked out.
Eddie Gregson was 61 years old. A special memorial service will be held next Monday morning at 11 a.m. in Pasadena, California at the All Saints Church. International riding star Frankie Dettori is resting at home now in England after last Thursday's private plane crash in Newmarket that killed his pilot, Patrick Mackey, and injured another jockey, Ray Cochran. Dettori, Godolphin's main stable rider, of course, won the Breeders' Cup Turf this past fall on Delamy, who won the Emirates World Series Racing Championship. And here he is on Dubai Millennium, winning this year's Dubai World Cup. Frankie had surgery to repair a fractured right ankle, was released from the hospital on Monday and said, right now, if I never win another race, it doesn't matter. Another Hall of Famer, Chris McCarron, will replace Dettori in this Saturday's English Derby at Epsom on Godolphin's Best of the Best. McCarron also rides for Godolphin in the Oaks and the Coronation Cup. And there was even bad news for this Saturday's final jewel of the Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes, when the Kentucky Derby winner, Fusaichi Pegasus, was declared out of the race. He suffered a minor injury in his stall in New York this past Saturday when he slipped and caught his right front foot on the door, gouging a small piece the size of a dime out of the side of his hoof. Although there was no soreness, it caused Fusaichi to miss his workout. Neil Drysdale has had him shipped back to California. Last week, the Preakness winner, Red Bullet, was declared a non-runner, making this the first Belmont since 1970 without a Derby or a Preakness winner in the field. Well, it's now expected the favorites role will go to this colt, the Bobby Franco-trained Juddmonte-owned Aptitude. Aptitude, seen working here in California last week, was an unlucky second in the Derby.
Well, I thought I could have maybe won the Derby. I mean, I'm not saying I would have, but we lost a little ground down the backside, and the other horse got through, and you know, it would have been a little closer race, and we only got beat a length and a quarter, or a length and a half, something like that. And I thought he ran a great race.
The mile and a half at Belmont, always the big question.
Well, that was the race I thought all along that I thought I had a chance to win more than the other two races, and that's why I didn't run the Preakness. I didn't want to jeopardize his chances of losing the Belmont, and we're going to the Belmont, and this was the plan all along.
A newcomer to this year's Triple Crown, the recent Peter Pan winner, Postpone. Trainer Scotty Schulhofer, who won the Belmont last year with Lemon Drop Kid, explained why Postpone's been so late.
Well, he's a May 28th foal. He's a late developer. And you know, I've always had in the back part of my mind that we could maybe run him into Belmont because he wasn't really ready for the Derby, and so we thought we'd wait and run into Belmont.
Back after skipping the Preakness is Wheelaway, fifth in the Kentucky Derby. Trainer John Kimmel is counting a lot on his veteran jockey, Richard Migliore.
You know, I think he's very cognizant about the way this horse runs and that he has to be a little patient with this horse, especially going a mile and a half. And this horse is deceiving because he's got some speed if you ask him. So you really got to be careful and sit quiet with him. And I think if he does that, this horse will have an impact in the outcome of this race.
Dogwood Stable's Impeachment, working on the outside here, was third in both the Derby and the Preakness. Here's what his young trainer Todd Pletcher says about him getting the Belmont distance.
I don't think he'll have any trouble getting a mile and a half distance, but the tricky thing about going a mile and a half is you depend on some pace for the horses that come from behind, like you do in any race. Logically, the pace is going to be a little slower going a mile and a half. So what we need are honest fractions up front so that the front runners exert some energy and come back to us a little bit.
Let's take a look at the Belmont probables now, starting with Appearing Now, and Scottish Halo's the only one with a question mark on him. Again, the likely favorite will be Aptitude. Looks like 12 going in the Belmont Saturday. And our Belmont Stakes coverage includes a 2-hour preview show Saturday at 2:30 on ESPN. Then ABC's coverage of the 132nd Belmont. 4:30 to 6, we'll follow that on ESPN2 with the Triple Crown highlights. ESPN's presentation of National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. The American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. Visa, proud sponsor of the Visa Triple Crown Challenge. It's everywhere you want to be. And by Walmart, winning the world over.
National Car Rental welcomes you and your family to a magical experience. The year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. And as the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort, National gets you to this unforgettable celebration fast. Don't miss this momentous occasion. Let's go to the Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration with National Car Rental.
For 50 years, Los Alamitos has offered quarter horse owners one of the most lucrative racing programs in the country. 2000 is no exception, with more than $15 million in purses and over 1,000 quarter horse races from April to December. Los Alamitos has more stakes races in more age and distance divisions than any other track. So if you're serious about the quarter horse business, make tracks to Los Alamitos Racecourse. We'll be looking for you.
Natural, real, the new man's way to lose the gray. Quick, just like that. It's like my natural color's back.
Whoa!
Lawn weeds, huh, Pete?
Yeah.
All you need is Ortho Weed Be Gone. Kills more weeds than other brands.
Didn't hurt my lawn.
We guarantee it. Leave it to Ortho.
One of the hardest things to do in all of sports is to win the Visa Triple Crown. To find a thoroughbred with enough discipline for the Derby, poise for the Preakness, and brute strength for the Belmont. It's hard to find a true champion, a horse with thunder in its stride and victory in its heart.
But as hard as it is, it's not nearly as hard as getting into the Visa Triple Crown using American Express. Visa, proud sponsor and official card of the Visa Triple Crown.
Starting the month of June, here's an update on the money leaders in the sport. Dubai Millennium, Flusaichi Pegasus, and Barron's, the top three. Well, our feature race of the week takes us to East Boston, Suffolk Downs, the historic Massachusetts Handicap. A Grade 2 stake, thoroughbred straight up. They go 1 mile and an eighth, $600,000 in the first. Here's the field. The final odds presented by Las Vegas. Pleasant Breeze at 6, Vision and Verse at 3. But the race favorite, Running Stag, at 8 to 5. Let's pick up the call now for the 61st Massachusetts Handicap.
It's David in front, and he heads into the far turn, leading Running Stag by 1.5 lengths. Make yourself at home under heavy pressure. Pleasant Breeze is fourth. He's not keeping up right now. Vision and Burst still with 5 to make up on the far turn. Then it's Gander, out of 9 yet to rally, and the groom is red, and David is still there at the quarter pole. Running Stag on the outside is second. Vision and Burst comes 3 wide for the stretch run. Make yourself at home is next. They're into the stretch. It's David, but here comes Goliath. Running Stag on the outside to the front. David all out to stick with him. Then Vision and Burst out of mind is gaining in the center of the track, but it's Running Stag close to home. Running Stag and out of mind. Running Stag wins the Mass Cap.
Second in last year's Mass Cap, England, Running Stag ships over and wins the $400,000 top prize, holding off Dick Mandela's Out of Mind. Running Stag's the 6-year-old son of Cozine was 7th in this year's Dubai World Cup. Went off the favorite after Barron's was scratched from the race. Trained by Philip Mitchell, ridden by John Velasquez. Congratulations. The Suffolk Downs management, Lou Raffetto and the gang, almost a $5 million betting day, second highest ever in Suffolk Downs. Now let's go to our first thoroughbred race recap. The ladies in the spotlight this past weekend, 5 gated stakes races across the nation. We'll start at Churchill Downs, Louisville, Kentucky. The Grade 3 Fleur-de-Lis Handicap, fillies and mares going 1 mile and an eighth. The purse, $325,000 plus.
Heritage of Gold to tackle the front-running Silver Bullet Day. Silver Bullet Day, she's set down for the drive by Nakatani. Leads it by a head to Heritage of Gold on the outside. And these two fillies straighten up right together. Silver Bullet Day. Heritage of Gold takes a short lead. Silver Bullet Day not going with her the final furlong. Heritage of Gold lengthening her stride, and she's drawing clear the final furlong. And Heritage of Gold goes on to win the Fleur-de-Lis. Heritage of Gold and Shane Sellers rock solid in the Fleur-de-Lis, winning by 4 to Silver Bullet Day, and Rosa Robata was third.
Heritage of Gold proves she's the better racehorse right now, stopping the clock at 1:48-1, setting a new stakes record and remaining unbeaten in 4 starts this year. Heritage of Gold, a Keeneland sales graduate, trained by Tom Amos, owned by Jack Gary, ridden by Shane Sellers. His daughter, Gold Legend, was the 121-pound high weight in the field of 5, paid $380 for the win. Silver Bullet Day finished 4 lengths back in second. Rosa Robata was third. Heritage of Gold is now on 14 of 22 starts, earned over $1.7 million. Also at Churchill Downs, the Grade 3 $168,000 Regret Stakes. 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th on the turf. In this race, Carl Nasker sent out a strong turf contender in Solvig with Pat Day in the irons. Solvig here challenges Tripp in the stretch. And you see on the outside, he'll draw off to win under a hand ride by the Hall of Fame jockey. Solvig was bred in Kentucky by Bentley Smith. She's owned by the Revocable Trust and trained by Carl Nasker. This is Solvig's first graded stakes victory. In just 8 career starts, she has 5 wins on the turf, including the Regret. Claiborne Farms Trip, trained by Frankie Brothers on the rail here, finished 2 1/4 lengths back in second. The Bill Mott trained Miss Chief was third. From Churchill Downs in Kentucky, we'll head west now to California. Fillies and mares in the Grade 1 $240,000 plus Gamely Breeders' Cup Handicap. 3-year-olds and up, going a mile and an 1/8 on the turf. Another short but strong field here. The even money favorite, Happy and You Know It, plus 2 Chamont and Cafe Latte.
As they come to the top of the stretch in the Gamely Breeders' Cup, along the inside, Sweet Ludi. Happy and You Know It to the outside. Astra's right there. After that, Cafe Latte out of the turn and into the stretch. Happy and You Know It is just in front. Astra to the outside. 2 Charmant coming back on. Sweet Ludi is finished. It's come down to Happy and You Know It or Astra. Astra with a full head of steam to the outside. Along the inside, though, it's Happy and You Know It. Happy and You Know It. Astra's got her, though. Astra runs down. Happy and You Know It. 2 Charmant came back for third.
The 4-year-old filly Astra brought a record of 5 victories in 6 starts into this, the first Grade 1 race of her career. Her only previous loss to 2 Chamont last August at Del Mar. Owned and bred by Alan Paulson. The starter theatrical in Alan's famous red, white, and blue colors on the outside here. Paid $960 for the win. Trained by Simon Bray, ridden by Kent DeSomo. And for Kent, this is a record 5th win in the Gamely Handicap. Favorite Happy and You Know It finished a half length back in second. To the east, Belmont Park in New York, the running of the Grade 2 $150,000 Sheepshead Bay Handicap. Fillies and mares 3 and up, a mile and 3/8 on the turf. 6 to 5 favorite, 7 Seas, ridden by Alex Salit.
Melody Queen now comes alive as the field turns for home. Lizio Rose, Orange Sunset. The 7 Seas comes wide. I'm in the mood down toward the inside. Melody Queen switched to the far outside now. And La Vie Rouge is charging hard. It's still Lizio Rose holding on to the lead. And now she spurts clear by 2. Orange Sunset running in second. Melody Queen is there on the outside. La Vie Rouge in between horses. And it is Lizio Rose to win it by 2.
Lizio Rose, second choice of the bettors, went to the front and stayed there to take the Sheepshead Bay Handicap by 2 lengths, stopping the clock in 2:14-1. Lizio Rose paying $560 for the win. Melody Queen was second. Lizio Rose, one of 2 horses in this race, trained by Christopher Clement. Stablemate Orange Sunset stalked the pace and finished 4th. This 5-year-old mare by Generous out of the Affirm mare, Epicure's Garden, was bred and is owned by the Mugler Stud Farm, ridden by Jose Santos. 7 Seas, by the way, the favorite, was last in the race. They're off at Woodbine in Toronto, Canada, in the Grade 3 $208,000 plus Nassau Stakes. Fillies and mares 3 and up, going a mile and a 16th on the turf here. The favorite, the Todd Pletcher-trained Pico Tenerife, was no factor here. Heliotrope, a 27-1 long shot, is on the lead in the green silks. But watch, coming to the outside, only to you under jockey Robbie Alvarado. They hit the wire together. In the photo, Heliotrope had a nose in front, taking the Nassau, paying $56.60, and keying a huge trifecta for more than $4,600. This 5-year-old daughter, Northern Score, owned and bred by Richard Shaw, trained by David Bell, ridden by Neil Poznansky. This is Heliotrope's 4th career turf win in 11 starts. The favorite, Pico Tenerife, finished 6th in the Nassau at Woodbine.
AT&T Cable Services and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette proudly presents Community Champions.
These individuals are making a difference by volunteering their time to help support their neighbors and communities. We salute them for their efforts and for making Western Pennsylvania a nicer place to live.
Meet Matt Hogue. Matt devotes his free time to making his West End neighborhood a better place to live. During the summer, Matt gives up his Friday nights to go on neighborhood patrols. He also serves on church and community councils. Matt Hogue, our community champion.
Movies, 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 movies. See, that's what I love about pay-per-view on AT&T digital cable. More movies starting more often, and all I need is my remote to order. For example, look what's on this month.
The delightful Stuart Little, recommended by TV Guide Family Finds. Al Pacino and Russell Crowe in The Insider, The Unforgettable Fight Club, and much, much more.
Movies.
Upgrade to in-demand pay-per-view. Upgrade to AT&T digital cable.
It's the WNBA on ESPN. Top forwards bang on the blocks when sharpshooter Natalie Williams leads the Stars against three-time defending champs Cheryl Swoops in the Comets. Utah-Houston, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
See you back at the same time next week. We'll recap the Belmont Stakes. Well, the Heritage Place Futurity and the Heritage Place Derby at Remington, Oklahoma highlighted a big weekend of quarter horse racing action. The $408,000 Heritage Place Futurity was guaranteed to produce a new face, as none of the 10 finalists had previously won a stakes race. The fastest qualifier, Title Contender, a full brother of the 1998 All-American Futurity winner, falling in love again. On the other hand, Coastal Memories received very little respect, at least before the race.
And they're off in the Heritage Place Futurity, and breaking into it was Coastal Memories, but that one goes to the lead on the inside. Dashing Caballero is right there. Also, Hallelujah Train is moving up, and also from between horses, it's WSS Moonflyer. It's Coastal Memories on the outside driving on. Coastal Memories wins the Heritage Place Futurity.
Coastal Memories apparently enjoyed the muddy conditions, forging a half-length victory over WSS Moonflyer. Hallelujah Train was third, while the favorite Title Contender never lived up to his name, finishing sixth. Coastal Memories, only the 9th fastest qualifier, put it all together for jockey Nicky Wilson and trainer Toby Keaton. Owner Ernesto Guerra Jr. might now set aside some of the $180,000 winnings to pay the $50,000 supplement to the All-American Futurity. The $144,000 Heritage Place Derby, 1999 two-year-old star Chicks Call Me was favored, but it was another stakes winner from the past who came back to life.
And they're off in the Heritage Place Derby. Vikes Iota got away well down at the rail, then from between horses. Now moving up to grab the lead is Ben's Coasting. Chicks Call Me is racing in third. BH Boogie is fourth. To the outside then it's Classified as Dash and also Baltimore Lou. Classified as Dash is there from between horses. Ben's Coasting is racing in second. Classified as Dash pulls the Heritage Place double and wins the Derby.
That's right, Classified as Dash, just the fourth to win both the Heritage Place Futurity and Derby, taking a neck decision over Ben's Coasting. The winner was the slowest Derby qualifier, but astute watchers noted the considerable trouble he overcame on trial day to make the finals at all. Classified as Dash, owned by a partnership headed by Walt Fletcher, he's trained by Charlie Hunt. Veteran jockey Larry Layton was riding just his third race of the year after breaking several ribs in a motorcycle accident. Larry, you're safer on horseback. Now let's move to Idaho, the $116,000 Bitterroot Futurity at LeBois Park. The parade of stakes, finals, upsets continues. Watch number 6, All-American Jewel.
Waiting for a start, and they're up and running in the Bitterroot Futurity, breaking very wide of Perfect Strawberry. Victory Splash away well along with Jericho's Dash. All-American Jewel, Pride of Royalty coming up in the middle of the racetrack with Victory Splash. 16th of a mile to go, running true, a hand ride for All-American Jewel. All-American Jewel wins it, followed by Jericho's Dash, close for third.
Another long shot blowout, his 9th fastest qualifier. All-American Jewel romps home in the Bitterroot. Jericho's Dash and Schofield Kid were left in his wake, while the Perfect Strawberry, the 5-2 favorite, was last. All-American Jewel races in the colors of Idaho residents Harvey and Brenda Pickens. Jockey Lance Ayers and trainer Keith Bennett each picked up their first victory in LeBois Park's Grade 1 Bitterroot. Now some NBNA America Racing Challenge action. We'll begin with trials for the brand new Centaur Challenge for fillies and mares. This one attracted 2-time AQHA champion Cool Q Baby, opposed by Love First.
And they're off. Cool Q Baby at
the rail, quickest of all, Love First and Dash Free out by me. Cool, cute, baby, Love First will make a battle of it, as will Dash Free. Love First, Dash Free, it's Love First, Dash Free, cool, cute, baby, and zooming.
Love First pulls the upset to beat Dash Free by a neck with Cool Q Baby third. But even in defeat, Cool Q Baby secured a qualifying spot in the Centure Finals. Who would blame the 8-year-old wonder for not being at her best after 6 months on the sidelines? The winner, Love First, races for country music star Lyle Lovett and his father, Bill. Matt Baker trains the 4-year-old mare, was ridden to the fastest Centure qualifying time by Mark Page. At Ruidoso Downs, Cool Q Baby's brother was the heavy favorite in one of 3 trials for the Bayer Legend New Mexico Derby Challenge.
And there they go. Gone Cool Man powers up with his muscular frame and takes an outward path. Along the inside, running in second is Walk in the Cash. Then a distant third is Gomez Adams as they reach the halfway mark. Going easily. Gone Cool Man. Most impressive display of speed. He'll win it by over 2 lengths. Gomez Adams is second. Third might have been heavily shuttled.
Gone Cool Man does nothing to diminish his reputation as the nation's top 3-year-old, breezing home by 2 lengths under Jackie Martin. Gone Cool Man has already won the Remington Park Derby this year for owner Romero Lopez and trainer Steve Van Bever. But winning the Bayer New Mexico Challenge won't be easy. Another major stakes winner, Southern Beduino, was also sharp, posting the fastest qualifying time. And Awesome Form, who was nowhere in the Ruidoso Derby trials last weekend, looked like a totally different horse with a 2.5-length victory in the second fastest time. They'll all return. Here you see the lineup for the Bayer Legend New Mexico Derby. The finals set for June 18th. And for more information on quarter horse racing, the AQHA invites you to call 1-800-414-RIDE.
National Car Rental welcomes you and your family to a magical experience. The year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. And as the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort, National gets you to this unforgettable celebration fast. Don't miss this momentous occasion. Let's go to the Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration with National Car Rental.
Own a professional sports team at a bargain price. Get into American Quarter Horse Racing. Experience the excitement of your very own runner competing in your colors. Then invite your envious friends to join you in the winner's circle. Visit your star players anytime you like, and they'll never ask for a raise. So dig in, hang on, and let the dirt fly. The AQHA can get you started with free information. Call 1-800-414-RIDE.
Recently, the Pro Football Hall of Fame unveiled its state-of-the-art rotating theater, Game Day Stadium. Now, through the creative expertise of NFL Films, Game Day Stadium has gone to the next level with its new feature attraction, Championship Chase. From the rigors of training camp to the Super Bowl celebration, Championship Chase delivers the full force of pro football energy right into the lap of every Game Day Stadium visitor. Championship Chase, only at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. See it soon.
Are we still having dinner with your mom tonight?
Yes.
Great. Another night with your mother, that moo-moo wearing, crinkly old wrinkle sack.
Mom.
Good chicken from a fish place.
Long John Silver's new chicken planks. All breast meat filet. It's the best part of the chicken. Done our way.
You look very pretty.
As we hit the halfway mark at 2,000, let's update the leading money-earning owners by money their horses have won. Frank Stronach in front at $4.2 million. Our second thoroughbred race recap now takes us to the West Coast. Hollywood Park for the Grade 3 $107,100 Los Angeles Handicap. Thoroughbreds 3 and up, going a quick 3/4 of a mile, 6 furlongs. Mr. Double Down, the 3-5 favorite.
And
this is where Victor Espinoza puts Mr. Double Down on even terms with Dan Scrooby. They've got a quarter of a mile to go in the Los Angeles handicap. Highland Gold swings to the outside in third, still 3 from the front, out of the turn, into the stretch. Mr. Double Down has taken a short lead from Dan Scrooby, but here comes Highland Gold to chase after him. Mellow Fellow is roaring, and also along the inside, Your Halo. As they come to the 16th pole, it's still Mr. Double Down. Highland Gold gets to him. Mellow Fellow on the far outside, and Your Halo chasing very late. Highland Gold in time. Highland Gold to win the Los Angeles handicap. It will be a photo for place between Mellow Fellow and Your Halo.
Highland Gold, second to Mr. Double Down in the Oaklawn handicap, turns the tables on him here to win the Los Angeles handicap in 109-1. The son of Slew of Gold went off at 9-1, returning 20-40. Mellow Fellow was second, followed by Your Halo. Highland Gold, a Keeneland sales grad, could have been claimed for $55,000 at one point, but co-owner and trainer Jerry Hollendorfer is sure glad he wasn't. Highland Gold was ridden by jockey Chris McCarron to his 6th victory. Finally, we go to Delaware Park, the $75,000 legal light stakes, 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs. Co-favorites here, they're running 1-2 right now. That's Max's Pal on the outside in the purple silks, battling Disco Rico on the inside. They're head-to-head here inside the 16th pole before Max's Pal pulls ahead for a 3/4 length victory in the legal light stakes. The son of Markby returns $6.80 for the victory. Co-favorite Disco Rico finished second, returning $4. Max's Pal, a Keeneland sales grad, is bred in Kentucky by Parish Hill Farm and stopped the clock in 1:10-2 for the 6 furlongs, winning the legal light stakes at Delaware Park. And no change in the Visa 3-year-old championship series points. Fusaichi Pegasus still #1.
Walmack International has built a reputation for stallions whose offspring win the world over. Alleged, Nureyev, Phone Trick, and Mizwaukee have established a rich tradition that will continue to grow. Classic-placed Romanov, talented son of Nureyev, is a half-brother to European Horse of the Year Balanchine. Romanov demonstrated ability at racing's top level in England, France, and North America, including the Epsom Derby and 2,000 guineas. Walmack, winning the world over.
Whoa! Lawn weeds, huh, Pete?
Yeah.
All you need is Ortho Weed Be Gone. Kills more weeds than other brands.
Didn't hurt my lawn.
We guarantee it. Leave it to Ortho.
When water attacks, it can transform your beautiful deck into a danger zone. Boards warp and crack, weakening your deck. But Thompson's gives you the highest level of water protection available to protect your deck like no other. Thompson's. It never takes a day off, guaranteed.
It's a Saturday night special when the Indy Racing League charges into Fort Worth for the first night race of the season. The Texas 500, Saturday at 8 on ESPN.
ESPN's presentation of National Car Rental Racehorse Digest, being brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. The American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. And by the National Thoroughbred Racing Association. Go, baby, go to NTRA.com for a chance to win big. Race results and related statistical information provided courtesy of Equibase Company, the thoroughbred industry's official database for racing information. Here's our look at the NTRA 3-year-old poll. No changes from last week. Fusaichi Pegasus, Red Bullet, Aptitude, the top 3. Well, in thoroughbred news, the new leading lady in racing is Hallowed Dreams, the Louisiana bred. This past Saturday night at Evangeline Downs in Lafayette, Louisiana, Hallowed Dreams won her 14th straight race, breaking the old mark of a filly or mare by 13 straight that she'd held with Personal Ensign. Hallowed Dreams, trained and co-owned by Lloyd Romero, now has earnings over $344,000. She'll try for a 15th straight victory June 25th at Louisiana Downs. And a reminder, coming up next on ESPN, GMC America's Horse. The field for the U.S. Equestrian Team reigning championship is now set. After 7 qualifiers and 5 months of competition, the semifinals in Oklahoma City narrowed the field from 35 to just 20. You can catch all the action next on GMC America's Horse on ESPN. Sure to join us next week. We'll have our Belmont Stakes recap as we wrap up the Triple Crown of 2000. See you next week. And as we leave you, another look at the Grade 1 Gamely Breeders' Cup Handicap at Hollywood Park. This race won by Astra, owned and bred by Alan Paulson, coming in his red, white, and blue colors on the outside. ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. On National Car Rental Racehorse Digest. Hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. Thanks for joining us on the Racehorse Digest as we recap the Belmont Stakes. And at Belmont Park, New York, this past Saturday, there may not have been a Triple Crown attempt for the first time in 4 years, and no Kentucky Derby or Preakness winner in the race for the first time in 30 years. That did not keep the race fans from turning out. 67,810, most ever for a Belmont without a Triple Crown chance. The fans had to survive a heat index of 104 on Long Island, a hot, humid afternoon for the Belmont. Grade 1, $1 million purse, mile and a half. Here's the field, appearing now at big price. Postponed at 13, commendable from D. Wayne Lucas Stable. Pat Day rides 18. Unshaded paid 100,000 to run. He's 5-1. Aptitude, the race favorite from Bobby Franco's stable, 8-5. Alex Solis. Globalize at 10. Carul of Godolphin with Jerry Bailey bet down to 7. Impeachment, third in the Derby and the Preakness. Wheel Away 5. Hugh Hefner and Dakota Hills. Now from ABC's telecast, here's the call to the 132nd Belmont Stakes.
Belmont. Globalize hopped at the start and appearing now spots the field about a length as expected. There goes Hugh Hefner rushing up, grabbing the lead, taking the inside rail with Commendable into second position. And Wheel Away is up close in third, and Richard Migliore moves to the inside to save a little ground at that first turn. And as they swing around the turn, it's Hugh Hefner in front by a length and a quarter. And Commendable is in second position by about 3 lengths. Wheel Away is third. Postponed on the inside is fourth. On the outside, Dakota Hills is fifth. Carul between horses sixth. Appearing now is seventh. There goes Globalize moving up on the outside eighth. Unshaded is ninth. Gap of 2, Impeachment is 10th. And the favorite Aptitude is 11th and last as they move on to the backstretch. The first quarter in 24 seconds. Relatively slow. This track has been really fast this afternoon. Hugh Hefner has the lead and has company as Commendable inches up alongside. 2.5 back. Wheel Away in the orange colors is right there, and Migliore has a handful of horse. He's third and only 2.5 from the front. Dakota Hills is dropping back a bit. Globalize is gaining on the outside. Carul steadies a bit on the rail and is seventh at this point, followed by Postponed. Appearing now, Impeachment. Aptitude has 1 horse beat, and that 1 horse is Unshaded. 3/4 in a very slow 1:14.1 as the field moves to the far turn. And it's still Hugh Hefner on the inside and Commendable on the outside. Those two race as a team. Just off the 2 leaders. Wheel Away within striking distance is third at this point. Then a gap of 2 lengths. Globalize is fourth. Hugh Hefner is starting to drop back as Commendable takes the lead by 3/4 of a length. Hugh Hefner on the inside is fading a bit as Wheel Away moves to the outside. Globalize is next, and from the far back of the pack, Unshaded is flying. As the field turns for home, there's less than a 1/4 of a mile to go. Commendable on the inside has the lead. Wheel Away with the orange blinkers. Unshaded on the outside, and here comes Aptitude at the rail. And down the stretch they come in the Belmont. On the inside, it's Commendable digging in. 17th in the Kentucky Derby, but he's digging in. Commendable. Pat Day aboard. Commendable takes the Belmont.
A shocker in the Belmont, 18-1 Commendable. Just a maiden race winner in 7 career starts and 17th, beaten 26 lengths in the Kentucky Derby, wins the final jewel of racing's 2000 Triple Crown. Owned by Bob and Beverly Lewis, who won the Belmont for the first time after having their hearts broken in 2 of the last 3 runnings when they tried for the Triple Crown with Silver Charm and Charismatic. Trainer D. Wayne Lucas wins his 4th Belmont, a record-equaling 13th Triple Crown race. The winning rider was Pat Day, who got his 3rd win in the Belmont. Afterwards, we heard from them.
Hugh Hefner outfooted us. We was able to work our way to the outside, and then we just kind of played cat and mouse with him. Commendable took me to the lead going past the half-mile pole easily. very much within himself, and I felt very comfortable, very confident at that point. We came to the head of the stretch. I hadn't called on him, hadn't asked him for anything. He changed leads. I gathered him up and encouraged him a little bit, got a very favorable response, which really bolstered my confidence. I just knuckled on him and kept smooching, and he extended himself and come hard to the wire.
How satisfying is this for you, Wayne, personally? With those who wondered, oh, come on, he's really bringing this horse here. Even Bob Lewis said, he called Wednesday to say, are you sure we're making the right decision?
Yeah, Bob said, you sure you want to go, Wayne? I said, absolutely. I never felt better. But, you know, it's always been our MO to take on the classics. And I thought, you know, our horse was awfully good. And I've always said when they're good, you need to go for them.
Let's take a look at the full order of finish now for the Belmont Stakes. A real disappointment for Godolphin as Carul is eased and finishes last. Well, the race for the Visa 3-year-old points championship gets even tighter now. Let's take a look at this, and of course we'll be following these points through the Travers Stakes in mid-August. Usaichi Pegasus, High Yield, Red Bullet, still the top three. ESPN's presentation of National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is being brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. The American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. And by the National Thoroughbred Racing Association. Go, baby, go to NTRA.com for a chance to win big.
National Car Rental welcomes you and your family to a magical experience. The year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. And as the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort, National gets you to this unforgettable celebration fast. Don't miss this momentous occasion. Let's go to the Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration with National Car Rental.
For 50 years, Los Alamitos has offered quarter horse owners one of the most lucrative racing programs in the country. 2000 is no exception, with more than $15 million in purses and over 1,000 quarter horse races from April to December. Los Alamitos has more stakes races in more age and distance divisions than any other track. So if you're serious about the quarter horse business, make tracks to Los Alamitos Racecourse. We'll be looking for you.
Whoa! Lawn weeds, huh, Pete?
Yeah.
All you need is Ortho Weed Be Gone. Kills more weeds than other brands.
Didn't hurt my lawn.
We guarantee it. Leave it to Ortho.
Be a part of the action at Prairie Meadows during our Festival of Racing, July 1st through the 5th. Located just minutes from downtown Des Moines, Iowa, Prairie Meadows has some of the Midwest premier stakes races, including the $400,000 Cornhusker Breeders' Cup Handicap. Call the Prairie Meadows Racing office today.
Here's an update on the top money-earning thoroughbreds so far in 2000. No change among the top four in the standings. Big weekend of stakes races in New York surrounding the Belmont, kicking off on Friday with the running of the Grade 1 $200,000 Acorn Stakes. 3-year-old fillies going a mile on the main track. The favorite was the undefeated Roxalana. She was going for her 5th straight victory. And you'll see her now coming up on the outside, number 8, as we pick up the call with Tom Durkin.
As the field turns for home, here comes Roxalana. Roxalana takes the lead. Imadid is now second. And the Dream Supreme third. Finder's Fee continues to close. And Sailor Moore, Roxalana in front. Finder's Fee under a full-out drive beneath John Velasquez, still 2 lengths behind. Sailor Moore trying to come on through between horses. Here comes Finder's Fee, who surges to the lead. Finder's Fee has won it. And Sailor Moore gets up for second. Roxalana weakens to third. Finder's Fee, a homebred from the famed Ogden Phipps stable, is ridden by John Velasquez for trainer Shook McGahee. The 3-year-old daughter of Stormcat out of Fantastic Find was also a Grade 1 winner in her freshman year. She won the Matron Stakes over the same course at Belmont. Finder's Fee has tallied 5 wins in her 13-race career. The second choice in the race, My Darling suffered a cut to her leg at the start of the race. She finished in 4th. Now to the Grade 2 $150,000 Reaver Ridge, part of the undercard on Belmont Stakes Day.
Only one colt from the Kentucky Derby was entered, and that was Trippy. And the Dogwood Yellow and Green Silks on the rail on the lead. Favorite Bevo was not a factor.
The half contested in 45 1/5 seconds. Trippy heads for home. Jerry Bailey aboard, and he's looking for his 4th straight winner. Suncat on the outside. Bevo has been swung to the clear in the center of the racetrack. Bevo putting in his run, but he's faltering 6 lengths from Trippy, who's pulling away from the field. Trippy pouring it on through the stretch. Suncat trying to hold second over Bevo and Storm's Path. Here's Trippy and Bailey for his 4th in a row. An overpowering 9-length victory for Trippy and jockey Jerry Bailey. Bailey had a big day on Saturday. Won a total of 5 races. That was his 4th in a row. 2 of them were stakes. Trippy, the winner of this year's Flamingo Stakes, carrying the top weight of 123 pounds. The colt is trained by Todd Fletcher for Cut Campbell's Dogwood Stable. 3-year-old by InSleep, the $65,000 Keeneland sale purchase. Bevo, the Billy Badgett entry, finished 2nd, followed by the D-Wayne Lucas trained Suncat. Now the True North Handicap held on Belmont Day at Grade 2 with $150,000, sprinting 6 furlongs in the stretch. Interdap, number 7 in the blue and white on the rail with Robbie Davis in the irons. Rides the rail and pulls away from the favorite here, number 6, Brutally Frank on the outside. It'll be Interdab at the wire by a length to win the $90,000 top prize. Interdab making just his 2nd start of the year in the True North for trainer Kieran McLaughlin. The 7-year-old by Phone Trick is owned by Sheikh Hamdam Al Maktoum Shadwell Stable. The True North was his 5th win in 17 starts. Brutally Frank finished 2nd, followed by Oro de Mexico. In England this past Saturday, a big day for the Irish. Sindar became the first Irish trained winner of the Group 1 Epsom Derby since 1984. Trained by John Ox, ridden by John Murtaugh. We'll expect they'll be the favorite in next month's Budweiser Irish Derby here on ESPN.
Get ready for the Summer Fireworks Spectacular. This Friday, June 16th, come cheer on your Pittsburgh Pirates as they take on the Florida Marlins at 7:05 p.m. Then, after the game, courtesy of Hillshire Farm and Cons, you'll enjoy the biggest, most spectacular fireworks display in the history of Pirates baseball. It's the must-see family entertainment event of the summer. Presented by AT&T Cable Services and Star 100.7. For tickets, call 1-800-5-BUCKS.
Introducing VHIX.com. VHIX knows what experts say about the SUV you want. VHIX knows prices for every car on the market. VHIX knows where to find the car with the exact options you're looking for. Fact is, if it's about cars, VHIX knows the answer. Except why you always run out of wiper fluid. Right when you really need it. That no one knows. VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
It's the WNBA on ESPN. Super Sophomores square off when Dominique Canty leads the Shock into battle against Shamiqua Holtzclaw and the Mystics. Detroit, Washington, Monday at 7 on ESPN.
Do you want to know when the games begin? Tune to ESPN Now, available only on cable, for a complete guide to all sports on television. You get continuously updated schedule information so you know exactly what's on when. Plus, get live sports headlines from ESPN.com and the Go Network. If you want to know what the latest sports news is and where the games are, the place to be is ESPN Now. ESPN Now. It's where sports fans go first for sports. To get ESPN Now, call your cable company.
As we wrap up the Triple Crown season, let's check the money totals of racing's leading jockeys so far. Corey Nakatani, number 1, but Pat Day with a Belmont victory is closing in. More racing from this past weekend in New York. The day after the Belmont Stakes on Sunday, the headliner was for older horses in the Brooklyn Handicap, featuring last year's Belmont Stakes winner, Lemon Drop Kit, and the recent Massachusetts Handicap winner, Running Stag from England. Lemon Drop Kit is in the black and white diamond soaks the red cap. He's coming on the outside. Pick up the call now from Tom Durkin to the Brooklyn.
Amutuakel is running fourth. And down toward the inside, Ghost Story is rallying as the field turns for home. Lemon Drop Kid has taken over. It's Lemon Drop Kid in front at the top of the stretch. Just a nudge there from Edgar Prado. And now he's pulling away. Lemon Drop Kid pulls away by 3, leaving Running Stag behind in second. Then it's Amutuakel. Lager on the far outside. And Ghost Story. Lemon Drop Kid. Lemon Drop Kid with a huge effort today. Wins the Brooklyn by a half a dozen lengths. He's at the end.
Lemon Drop Kid's debut in blinkers pays off. His previous races were not as successful. He was disqualified and placed 4th in the Widener handicap, dead heated in an allowance race at Belmont, and then finished 3rd in the Pimlico Special. But with the new jockey aboard, Edgar Prado, Lemon Drop Kid, a Keeneland sales grad, gets the job done here for trainer Scotty Schulhofer and owner Jeannie Vance. The colt improves his career mark to 7 wins and 19 starts. The favorite Running Stag, a disappointing 6th. The Grade 1 $400,000 Manhattan Handicap was featured on Belmont Day. The mile-and-a-quarter race on the turf made the European import and 1998 English Derby winner High Rise a 3-to-1 choice. But it would be a California invader. Mandar coming late in the blue silks.
Come Bailey and Yagley on the outside as the field turns for home. Middlesex Drive cuts the corner. Yagley full out right at his rope latch now. Honor Glide is right there and behind him. There's room at the inside for Boatman. Here comes Mandar moving late. Yagley's got the lead, and Mandar's got the momentum. On the far outside, Spindrift, and at the inside, it's Boatman down to the finish now. And Mandar has won it by a length over Boatman and Spindrift third.
That's the second Grade 1 victory for Mandar, having won the Woodford Reserve on Derby Day. Corey Nakatani riding the 4-year-old Irish bred. Not such good news for Yagley, the Belmont entry. You see, he was disqualified for interference. Watch here as he cuts off number 6 Honor Glide, almost causing Jose Santos and Honor Glide to go down. He was disqualified, was Yagley, in place 6, while High Rise, the favorite, finished last. The moment belonged to Mandar, trained by 28-year-old Bo Greeley. Also on Saturday at Belmont, the Grade 3 $175,000 Just a Game Breeders' Cup Handicap. The crowd's choice was Perfect Sting, the Joe Orsino trained filly. She'll be coming on the outside in the black silks of Frank Stronach, number 5.
As the field turns for home, it's 5 lengths from front to back at the top of the stretch. Babet and Terrabine are still shoulder to shoulder. Rhonda's there on the outside. Perfect Sting has found a seam, and here she comes charging down the center of the track. They're coming into the final furlong. Here comes Rhonda. Here comes Perfect Sting. But by now third, it's Rhonda in front. Perfect Sting getting on track late. Rhonda streaking to the wire. Perfect Sting, a final surge. Here's the wire. Perfect Sting gets there.
Trainer Joe Orsino left the hospital the night before suffering from a possible hernia just to watch his filly run this race. Perfect Sting is owned and bred by Frank Stronach. Orsino said in his excitement at the top of the stretch, his stomach really started to cramp up, but the wind made him forget the pain. Jerry Bailey, again the successful rider. Well, Joe, sorry to send you back to the hospital. There's Joe Orsino with a handshake from Jerry Bailey. Let's head west now to Hollywood Park, Southern California, for a race from this past weekend. This is the $250,000 Californian Stakes, and on the lead is the Chilean-bred number 5 Big Ten. He's being stalked by the 7-10 favorite, Vladimir Seren's trained Early Pioneer. But Big Ten just pulls away, making only his 2nd start in the U.S. He'll win the Californian, holding off Early Pioneer by 3/4 of a length. Big Ten was bred in Chile by Harris Mosito Guapo, the same farm that produced Malik and Memo. Dick Mandela trained all 3 of them. Big Ten finished 4th in his only other start in the U.S., an allowance race at Hollywood Park. The win in the Californian gives Big Ten his 6th win in 14 career starts. And we have 2 days of NTRA 2 Day at the races this weekend. Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, featuring the $750,000 Stephen Foster Handicap. Then on Sunday, June 18th, at 11:30 at night, we'll have NTRA 2 Day at the races, featuring races from Belmont Park, New York, Emerald Downs in Washington, Canterbury Park in Minnesota.
National Car Rental welcomes you and your family to a magical experience. The year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. And as the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort, National gets you to this unforgettable celebration fast. Don't miss this momentous occasion. Let's go to the Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration with National Car Rental.
Be a part of the action at Prairie Meadows during our Festival of Racing, July 1st through the 5th. Located just minutes from downtown Des Moines, Iowa, Prairie Meadows has some of the Midwest premier stakes races, including the $400,000 Cornhusker Breeders' Cup Handicap. Call the Prairie Meadows Racing office today.
Nothing is more precious than your eyesight.
That's why everyone should wear sunglasses, prescription or otherwise.
Get them from LensCrafters or get them from someone else. It's that important. I've actually seen the damage that sunlight can do to unprotected eyes.
Wearing sunglasses can actually help protect your sight. They might even make you look good.
Every hour, every day, we're helping someone see.
Buy Dad sunglasses from LensCrafters for Father's Day.
One of the hardest things to do in all of sports is to win the Visa Triple Crown. To find a thoroughbred with enough discipline for the Derby, poise for the Preakness, and brute strength for the Belmont. It's hard to find a true champion, a horse with thunder in its stride and victory in its heart.
But as hard as it is, it's not nearly as hard as getting into the Visa Triple Crown using American Express. Visa, proud sponsor and official card of the Visa Triple Crown.
Here's a look at next week's schedule for the Racehorse Digest. We're back to the regular time Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern. Over the past weekend in quarter horse racing featured a stakes sweep in Ruidoso, New Mexico, more success for the Damian Lucas Stable in California, and the continued march of Taylor Fit toward a second straight World Championship title. We'll begin at the $100,000 Remington Park Championship in Oklahoma. Taylor Fit favored the Take the Track posing feature for the second straight year. The big field also includes champion mare Joanna Kate.
And they're off in the Remington Park Championship, and Cloud saying goodbye, got away a step slow. Sam Basso Dancer comes out of there with the early lead. He's a Rambler man who's racing in second. Falling in Love Again is right there on the inside. Cashin' On is racing in fourth. Taylor Fit has some work to do on the outside, but he's moving forward. Taylor Fit now has the lead. Taylor Fit is in front. He's My Dasher is there. Also coming on is Jake's Giacomo. It's Taylor Fit in the Remington Park Championship.
More vintage. Taylor Fit as the champ wins his second straight Remington Park Championship. Jake's Giacomo knows out He's My Dasher for second, and that would be big, while Joanna Kate finished 8th after a stumble at the start. Jockey Tony Swan said the mare never seemed comfortable. Taylor Fit is already eligible to the $400,000 year-end champion, so the berth from this race now goes to the runner-up, Jake's Giacomo. Jackie Martin was aboard Taylor Fit coming back here. He's earned over $620,000 now as Taylor Fit. Owner Betty Jane Berlin. Trainer Steve Van Bever plans to continue the world champion title defense out in California. To the mountains of South Central New Mexico, the $82,000 Ruidoso Derby featured number 4 Southern Cash Man, number 6 Big on Charm.
And there they go. Big on Charm is going to the front down the middle part of the racetrack. Southern Cash Man got away in a bumpy start, but he's rolling now. To the outside, there's Bad Boy Willie, and along the rail, Miss Taylor's Cash. There's about 5 of them around. Bad Boy Willie, Big on Charm. Southern Cash Man trying to throw it in just very late. Southern Cash Man may have won it by a nose.
Southern Cash Man had to fight for position, that scrum leaving the gate, but once clear, he flew home under Larry Payne to nip Big on Charm and Bad Boy Willie. The first 6 Derby finishers separated by just half a length. Southern Cash Man, a finalist in last year's All-American Futurity, gets his first stakes win for partnership, headed by Karen and Gerald Cummings. Trainer Russell Harris says the next engagement will be the Rainbow Derby Trials in July. Harris then saddled a trio of finalists in the $400,000 Ruidoso Futurity, including Valor's Gold number 3 and Fightin' J number 6. But the one to beat, the fastest qualifier, number 9, Toughest Test.
And there they go. Coyote Bridge explodes from the middle and has the lead down the middle part of the track. Then it's Toughest Test in second. Mr. Varsity running well in third. Here comes a surge from Platinum Steel. Toughest Test on the outside. Mr. Varsity puts his head in front. Get in late stretch. Fight Jane emerges with Valor's Gold. Very close between Valor's Gold and Fight Jane.
Another blanket finish with Fightin' Jane holding off stablemate Valor's Gold and the favorite Toughest Test. Fightin' Jane had won her trial impressively in the 5th fastest time, but was still allowed to get away at better than 15-to-1 odd. Fightin' Jane was repurchased from a sale last year by owner Franny Stewart for just $5,000. Now she reaps a $165,000 payday under jockey Sam Thompson. And Russell Harris dominated the win circle for the weekend in Ruidoso. The Los Alamitos now. Trials for the Grade 1 Governor's Cup Derby. The Lucas Quarter Horse Stable sent out recent Derby winner Worth a Look against the champion, Separatist.
And away they go. And a good start for Worth a Look, and She's Lethal. Separatist also came away with the leaders. Now begins to stride on strongly with a money of a dash. She's Lethal goes on strongly. Separatist is now going to have to ask on his class, but Separatist not really responding. But Worth a Look is on the far outside, and here comes Worth a Look to win it.
Worth a Look was worth the bet, paying $25.60. She fights off She's Lethal at 11-1. Must have been the weekend for Lucas Long Shot. Separatist took most of the money, but hopped out of the gate and had to rally for fourth. However, he did make the finals. Worth a Look races for the Lucases and Terry Horton, trained by Laura Lucas. The hard-trying Gray Filly now 2 for 3 this year with a chance for more in the Governor's Cup Finals on June 24th. And while the connections of Separatists didn't fare well in the trials, distance specialist Sign of Lanty saved the evening. Under jockey Eddie Garcia, the ultra-consistent 6-year-old found easy pickings in the Viking hand, cruising here to a 2-length victory. He has now finished first or second in his last 8 starts. Last year, Sign of Lanty lost 5 decisions to eventual distance champion Hateful Hannah. She's retired. Sign of Lanty's looking to take over. Retama Park now, sloppy conditions for the Bayer Legend Mexico Challenge in San Antonio, featuring the 4-5 favorite, BK Runner and PF Flyers.
And they're off. BK Runner right up there. JGH's Warlock comes out prominently second. PF Flyers is third. Always Royal fourth. The action on the inside now. BK Runner. PF Flyers is flying, and up on the outside, Mr. Moonstreaker. PF Flyers in the middle.
Turns out the PF Flyers were actually galoshes as the gelding outruns the favorite BK Runner on a sloppy track. Jockey Martin Rubalcaba was aboard for owner Oscar Ramirez and trainer Rodolfo Sanchez. The victory makes their sophomore eligible to the $175,000 Bayer Legend Challenge Championship coming up October 28th. For more information on the Racing American Quarter Horse, here's the number to call toll-free 1-800-414-RIDE.
Meet the challenge, the MBNA America Challenge. The MBNA Racing Challenge offers your horse more opportunities to race for more money every year. Challenge enrolled horses bring an average of 10% more at auction. Plus, new in 2000, a total of 6 stakes races for fillies and mares. Enroll your horse today for the rest of his life. The MBNA America Racing Challenge.
Whoa! Lawn weeds, huh, Pete?
Yeah.
All you need is Ortho Weed Be Gone. Kills more weeds than other brands.
Didn't hurt my lawn.
We guarantee it. Leave it to Ortho.
Is your skincare product incomplete? Now have it all. With Olay Complete, protection from UVA and UVB rays, vitamin E, and light Olay moisture. Oil of Olay Complete, proven to give your skin everything it needs most.
It'll be Motor City madness when cart-stop drivers battle to earn the checkered flag on the winding roads of the raceway at Belle Isle. The Tenneco Automotive Grand Prix of Detroit, Sunday at 1 on ESPN.
ESPN's presentation of National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is being brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. The American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. And by Visa, proud sponsor of the Visa Triple Crown Challenge. It's everywhere you want to be. Race results and related statistical information provided courtesy of Equibase Company, the Thoroughbred Industries official database for racing information. And following the Triple Crown, here's how the National Injury Poll of 3-year-olds stands, with Big 3 and Commendable adding number 4 now. In Thoroughbred news this week, the top American jockeys Jerry Bailey and John Velasquez will be heading to England next month to ride for the Mokhtoum family's Godolphin stable at Royal Ascot. Bailey will have first call taking over for Godolphin's injured Frankie Dettori. And the National Thoroughbred Racing Association has just announced that they'll crown their champions of this year in New Orleans. The Eclipse Awards dinner set for January 29th, 2001 in New Orleans. And a reminder, coming up next, it's GMC America's Horse. We'll continue racing action for you from the MBNA America Racing Challenge Series and a profile of the owner of the current American Quarter Horse Racing Champion, Taylor Fitt. Be sure to join us next for GMC America's Horse. We'll see you next week on the Racehorse Digest. And one more look at the Belmont Stakes and the upset win by Commendable, carrying the silks of Bob and Beverly Lewis. After heartbreak in 2 of the last 3 years, they get to the winner's circle with the long shot Commendable. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
All coming up on National Car Rental Racehorse Digest.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln, your host on ESPN's weekly national recap of horse racing, the Racehorse Digest. Well, this past Saturday at Churchill Downs was Kentucky Derby Alumni Day. It's become an annual tradition at the Downs to bring back past Derby-winning owners, trainers, and jockeys for a reunion, meet and sign autographs for the racing fans. Well, among the oldest of the alumni back, Hall of Fame trainer Jimmy Jones trained Derby winners in 1957 and 1958. And there's the First Lady of Racing, owner Penny Chenery, a back-to-back Derby winner, 72 with Riva Ridge, 73 with the Immortal Secretariat. Always a fan favorite, Bob Baffert, back-to-back winner of the Roses in 97 and 98, Silver Charm and Real Quiet. And Kentuckian owner breeder W.T. Young, whose Derby dream came true in 1996 at age 78 with Grindstone. What an exclusive club. You only get in by winning the greatest and toughest race in the world to win, the Kentucky Derby. Well, the feature on Derby Alumni Day was for the older horses, the Grade 2, $810,000 Stephen Foster Handicap. Let's take a look at the field now. The closing odds presented by Las Vegas. Hector Park with Pat Day has the rail at 3-2. Bobby Frankel shipped in Chester House from the West Coast. K1 King runs in the colors of Madeline Paulson. There's last year's Breeders' Cup Classic winner Cat Thief at 6-1. Golden Missile, the race favorite, 5-2. Alley's Alley, the big price horse. It's the Stephen Foster, our feature race of the week. A mile and an eighth on a sloppy racetrack. You see very rainy conditions at Churchill Downs as we pick up the call of the Stephen Foster.
Now the top of the lane in the Stephen Foster. Golden Missile set down for the drive by DeSormo. Leads it by a length. Cat Thief is stubborn in second. Here comes Chester House on the far outside, and Ecton Park at the rail down to the final furlong. And Golden Missile's got another gear. He kicks away now by 3. Golden Missile going on to win the Stephen Foster over Kent DeSormo. Golden Missile, he's razor sharp. He'll win it by 3 to Ecton Park in second. It's tight for third. Cat Thief just nodding out Chester House.
Golden Missile, the 5-year-old son of former Horse of the Year AP Indy, solidifies his claim as America's top older horse. He goes over the $2 million mark in career earnings. Owned by Frank Stronach, trained by Joe Orsino, ridden by Kent DeSormo. Golden Missile adds the Stephen Foster to his win in the Pimlico Special. In the winner's circle, here's what his winning connections had to say.
Kent knows, how to ride him. He knows to read this horse's mind, and we've figured this horse out. When he wants to run, you can't fight him, and you just kind of have to relate to him. I mean, it's kind of weird instructions when you tell a jock, get in this horse's head and kind of get within him. And that's what he's doing, really. And he felt it out today, and he felt, the lead. I had no way told him to go to the lead. That was on his own. And in the first turn, I said to Mr. Stronach, what is he doing on the lead? But it worked out.
Today's race was phenomenal. He broke the gate very, very strong, and he was head and head with another horse. And being there with Mother Nature the way she's made the track today, it was very, very fast. So it was either take her hold or maybe push a little bit forward. And I elected to go ahead and push a little forward. Race worked out well, but I was on the horse ready for the challenge. He ran wild.
And Kent DeSormo, this year's Kentucky Derby winning jockey, had this list of 12 outstanding riders for the NTRA All-Star Jockey Championship. This Friday night, Lone Star Park in Grand Prairie, Texas. ESPN2 will be there for the coverage. Join us 11:30 Eastern, ESPN2 for the NTRA All-Star Jockey Championship. This ESPN presentation of National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is being brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. The American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. Visa, proud sponsor of the Visa Triple Crown Challenge. It's everywhere you want to be. And by Walmart, winning the world over.
National Car Rental welcomes you and your family to a magical experience. The year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. And as the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort, National gets you to this unforgettable celebration fast. Don't miss this momentous occasion. Let's go to the Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration with National Car Rental.
The best California-bred horses in the country will get together June 24th for Californian Champion Night at Los Alamitos Racecourse. 12 stakes races and more than $750,000 in purses on one night, Saturday, June 24th. With a stakes race for virtually every California-bred in the country, you can't afford to miss it. Contact Ronnie Church in the Los Alamitos Racing Office at 714-236-4488.
Insects love my lawn, and they seem to just zero in on it, and they tend to eat your grass. And before you know it, you've got some brown spots. Well, Turf Builder with insect control works great. It feeds the lawn really well, and then, of course, it gets rid of the insects. But fertilizing in the summer is not something a lot of people do. It's a very important step when the heat just really zaps the lawn. And the insect control especially keeps those insects from eating your lawn at its weakest. So I feed the lawn and get rid of those insects all at the same time. I love Scott's.
One of the hardest things to do in all of sports is to win the Visa Triple Crown. To find a thoroughbred with enough discipline for the Derby, poise for the Preakness, and brute strength for the Belmont. It's hard to find a true champion, a horse with thunder in its stride and victory in its heart.
As hard as it is, it's not nearly as hard as getting into the Visa Triple Crown using American Express. Visa, proud sponsor and official card of the Visa Triple Crown.
And welcome back on the Racehorse Digest. We take a look at the leading money-earning thoroughbreds so far in 2000, with Dubai Millennium topping the list. The first of our two thoroughbred race recaps starts in Southern California. Sunday's Grade 1 Shoemaker Breeders' Cup Mile Handicap. Thoroughbreds 3 and up, the purse $488,000. The two favorites come out of trainer Julio Canani's barn, defending Breeders' Cup Mile champion and winner of this race, Silic, and stablemate Ladies' Den. Silic is making a move on the rail in the red silks as he pick up the call of the Shoemaker.
It's Ben first, Titanium every step of the way, leads by a length and a tail now. Auction House in second, Elaborate to the outside. Silic gains second along the inside. Silic with a dream trip out of the turn and into the stretch. Get tied on for a big finish in the Shoemaker Breeders' Cup Mile. Silic has gone right to the front, and he went right by first, Titanium. Lord Smith up the inside in second. After that, Sharan on the extreme outside. Ladies' Den, Silic, Ladies' Den, Sharan between those horses. It's a Canani double as they come on down the line. Both horses here. It's Silic and Ladies' Den, 1-2 in the Breeders' Shoemaker Mile.
It's the same way they finished last year in the Shoemaker. Silic got the victory then by a nose over Ladies' Den. This time he does it by half a length. Julio Canani trains both. He has quite an affinity for this race, the Shoemaker Breeders' Cup Mile, because the last horse the legendary jockey Bill Shoemaker rode in his career was Patchy Ground Fog, a horse trained by Canani. And there's Bill Shoemaker in the winner's circle for his Shoemaker Breeders' Cup Mile. Of course, won by Silic, who won the Breeders' Cup Mile last fall. To New York in Belmont Park now, the 6.5 furlong Vagrancy Handicap worth $109,400. The 6-5 choice, trainer Shug McGahee's Country Hideaway, number 6 in black silks with a cherry red cap.
And it's Hurricane Birdie still with the narrow lead. Foyle is right there with her on the outside. So too La Galerie. Country Hideaway swings into action on the far outside. Imperfect World is just in behind the lead. They're heading into the final furlong. Hurricane Birdie still the leader. Country Hideaway coming with her run now. And here comes Country Hideaway on the outside. Imperfect World is third toward the rail. Hurricane Birdie a half length. Country Hideaway. Hurricane Birdie ahead. Country Hideaway surges past in the shadow of the wire. Country Hideaway the winner.
Country Hideaway's title of never losing a race under a distance of a mile continues. The 4-year-old daughter of Seeking the Goal, ridden by Jerry Bailey for owner and breeder Ogden Phipps. The duo completed the 6.5 furlongs at a time of 1:17. Country Hideaway has now chalked up a record of 7 wins in 9 career starts. Trainer Shug McGahee has not ruled out the idea of stretching out this filly in the near future. Country Hideaway in the winner's circle at Belmont Park. Now to the Grade 3 Sands Point Stakes in New York. 3-year-old fillies going 1 1/8 on the turf. Jerry Bailey had the ride of the 3-5 favorite Gaviola, and the Gray fillies making it look easy here, going for a 4th consecutive win in a $100,000 plus event. His 3-year-old daughter Cosine just cruises home unchallenged by the rest of the field for a Grade 3 victory. Billy Turner, Seattle Slough's trainer, trains Gaviola for the Twilight Farms. The filly loves to win her races in the clear. In March, she posted a 2 1/4 length victory in the Here Comes the Bride Stakes. She won 2 allowance races by a combined 10 lengths. The score here in the Sands Point makes it her 5th win in 8 career starts. Shopping for Love was in for 2nd, followed by Millie's Quest. Very impressive for Gaviola in the Sands Point. One more race from Belmont now from this past weekend, the Grade 3 $110,000 plus Hill Prince Stakes. Open to 3-year-olds running on the turf for 1 1/8. On the lead in the stretch, Promontory Gold, jockey in the red silks from the barn of Bobby Frankel. The 3-year-old son of Gone West, going for his first graded stakes title under the ride of Edgar Prado. He keeps the Billy Mott-trained Rob Spirit at bay and goes on to the victory by half a length. Promontory Gold makes this his 3rd victory in 6 starts for owner Robert Witt. The Chestnut won his maiden turf race by an impressive 7 lengths last December at Santa Anita. He later finished 2nd to the Deputy in the Hill Rise Handicap. Frankel had tried this 3-year-old on the dirt in the San Felipe earlier this year. The Promontory Gold hated it. He finished 6th in the 7-horse field. He's back on the turf and back in the winner's circle.
Here's a look at the current Visa 3-year-old championship point standings. No change after the Triple Crown. Every month, Walmart International and United Thoroughbred Trainers of America, UTTA, select the Trainer of the Month. For May, it was New York-based Joe Orsino. In a 2-week period, he saddled 4 stakes winners at 3 different tracks. On the 2nd weekend in May, he sent out Golden Missile during the Grade 1 Pimlico Special against the best older horses in training. Kent DeSomo riding. You saw Golden Missile win our feature race this week to Stephen Foster. But the highlight for Joe, the highlight of any trainer's career, is winning a Triple Crown Classic race. He did it the next Saturday in the Preakness with Red Bullet, upsetting the Derby winner and 1-5 favorite, Fusaichi Pegasus. Joe Orsino, the May Walmart UTTA Trainer of the Month.
Jumping, timing, speed, intelligence, size, intensity. All that sounds like a pretty good basketball team. But all that was just Bill Russell.
When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
High Country Barley, Rocky Mountain Water. Sounds like a pretty good beer.
Join host Bob Lee as he takes a hard look at the week in sports and explores the major issues surrounding athletes on the groundbreaking show that takes you inside the game by going outside the lines. Outside the Lines, the Sunday morning edition at 10:30 on ESPN.
Here's a look at our schedule next week. Same times here on the Racehorse Digest. Well, in quarter horse racing, the MBNA America Racing Challenge Series unveiled a new division as Rutama Park played host to the Centaur Challenge. This division exclusively for fillies and mares, the Texas Regional, drew one of the all-time best. AQHA Career Stakes win leader, Cool Q Baby, the even money favorite to make the Centaur her 25th stakes win. When it came to facing a legend, number 6 was anything but scared.
And there got a special pop, was off very slowly. Cool Q Baby from the outside. Scared is right there 2nd. Dash Free is 3rd, and Reckless Renee. Scared in the middle. Cool Q Baby from the outside. Scared and Cool Q Baby.
A game effort for the 8-year-old champion Cool Q Baby. But the winner refused to be denied. The victory makes Scared eligible for the $75,000 Centaur Challenge Finals October 28th. Scared is owned by Irene and Jean Burnett, ridden by Alex Valdez Jr. Trainer Vicky Wiggins saddled a consistent 4-year-old who's been in the money in 14 of 18 career starts. And it seems like every time Cool Q Baby runs, her brother runs too. Gone Cool Man was a slight favorite in Ruidoso over the fastest qualifier, Southern Beduino, number 2.
And there they go. Gone Cool Man could not have gotten away cleaner. And he is going to the front. Southern Beduino trying to mount the challenge along the inside. There's some bumping with Awesome Form. But it's all Gone Cool Man's race. He's clear and powering up. They won't get him, did any? He's a classy individual. He'll have to fight off Awesome Form, but the Cool Man is too good. He wins by a neck over Awesome Form.
Gone Cool Man negotiates the sloppy conditions at Ruidoso to post his 4th straight win of the year and earn a spot in the Bayer Legend Challenge Finals. The second choice Southern Bedrino finished 4th. AQHA champion trainer Steve Van Bever trains Gone Cool Man, runner Romero Lopez. The nation's leading 3-year-old has now won 6 times in his career with 5 different riders. Up in the winner's circle there is AQHA riding champion Joe Padilla Jr. on Gone Cool Man. This weekend, Los Alamitos will host California Breeders' Championship night featuring 12 stakes races. The richest, the $380,000 Governor's Cup Futurity. The fastest qualifier, the one to watch, is Marmette.
And away they go. And the one who came away the best was Duke City Dasher, Hot Rod Holland. Marmette's now coming on strongly as Marmette begins to stride out. Duke City Dasher, Olivia Newton gone. Pure Dash is closing in, but Marmette going on powerfully. Marmette with Pure Dash in a photo for second with Olivia Newton gone.
Marmette is easily the quickest among Governor's Cup qualifiers and looks ready to make amends for a troubled 8th in the kindergarten last month. Eddie Garcia was aboard Marmette for trainer Paul Jones and the Pinedo-Grimes quarter-horse partnership. Marmette is one of 3 finalists for Paul Jones. We'll take a look at the lineup. He's the leading trainer in Los Alamitos. All-time AQHA leader Blaine Schwanebuff has a couple in, as does Laura Lucas with Bluegrass Bounce. For more information on quarter horse racing, the AQHA has a toll-free number for you. 1-800-414-RIDE.
National Car Rental welcomes you and your family to a magical experience. The year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. And as the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort, National gets you to this unforgettable celebration fast. Don't miss this momentous occasion. Let's go to the Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration with National Car Rental.
Why is quarter horse racing different? It's more exciting at the start, faster in the middle, closer at the finish, and it's easier to learn. With a variety of publications, videos, and seminars, there's helpful information available for newcomers and experts alike. So dig in, hang on, let the dirt fly, and let AQHA help. Call 1-800-414-RIDE.
Nothing is more precious than your eyesight.
That's why everyone should wear sunglasses, prescription or otherwise.
Get them from LensCrafters or get them from someone else. It's that important.
I've actually seen the damage that sunlight can do to unprotected eyes.
Wearing sunglasses can actually help protect your sight. They might even make you look good.
Every hour, every day, we're helping someone see.
The Grade 1 $500,000 Super Derby will be run Saturday, September 30th at Louisiana Downs, and nominations are due July 8th. The Super Derby is a perfect stop between the Triple Crown races and the $4 million Breeders' Cup Classic. Ali Sheba, Seeking the Gold, Sunday Silence, Unbridled, Concern, and Deputy Commander all ran first or second in the Classic after racing in the Super Derby. For more information, contact the racing office at 1-800-551-2361.
By purse money, one here of the nation's top money-earning trainers, Dwayne Lucas is #1. Quite a battle with Bob Baffert and Bobby Frankel. For our second thoroughbred race recap, we begin in Texas. Lone Star Park with a Dallas Turf Cub worth $250,000. 3-year-olds going 1 1/8 miles. We'll pick up the call now with Gold Nugget, trying for his 5th consecutive turf win at Lone Star. He's number 12 on the lead in the red and white silk. Let's go to Lone Star Park.
A dozen lengths covering the field. Gold Nugget at the quarter pole, more than a length. Self-Feeder struggling a little bit. Majestic Jove has the yellow. Silk Silver Laughter on the inside. Incartha sweeping up on the outside to a joint second. Then comes Army of One, an 8th to go, and Gold Nugget the leader. Gold Nugget 2.5 lengths. Majestic Jove. Army of One making up ground with Profit Option and Northern Quest late on the scene, but Gold Nugget's going to lead throughout to take the Dallas Turf Cup.
Jockey Bobby Walker had no trouble keeping Gold Nugget focused, the two easily getting to the finish line, 1.5 lengths in front of Majestic Joe. Gold Nugget last year was running in $15,000 claiming races at Lone Star. He's now developed into a multi-stakes winner on the turf for trainer Randy Mayfield and owner Leland Cook. He earned $150,000 for his efforts in the Dallas Turf Cup, collecting his 10th win of his career. His earnings now over $350,000. The Delaware Park now, the $200,000 plus Leonard Richards Stakes. And Snuck In is featured here on the lead under Cash Asmussen in the black silks with the yellow cap. He was the 3 to 5 choice after his 5th place finish in this year's Preakness. But Cash can't hold on here, taking over the lead 5 to 1 Grundlefoot on his way to upsetting the favorite. He surges to a 1 3/4 length victory for trainer Gary Capuano. Grundlefoot earned $120,000 for owner Paul Fowler. The 3-year-old, by unaccounted for, makes it his 4th win in 11 starts. He finished a very respectable 2nd in the Federico Tessio Stakes, as well as the Sir Barton Stakes. Jockey Travis Dunkelberger had the ride on the bay. By the way, the favorite Snuck In finished 4th. We made a trip to the beautiful Pacific Northwest this past weekend to get an update on the state of Washington's feature track. Majestic Mount Rainier gives Emerald Downs one of thoroughbred racing's most beautiful backdrops. This season, the track in Auburn, Washington, just outside Seattle, celebrates its 5th season. Its founder and president, Ron Crockett, one of racing's hardest working hands-on executives, gave us a state of the track update.
I think the most important thing, Chris, has been the increase in purses. Last calculation was we've moved our purses up 70% from opening year, and I think the entire industry revolves around the purse structure.
But lately, Emerald Downs has seen a dip in its on-track attendance and betting numbers. But Ron knows they're not alone.
I think it's widespread across the country as I look at financial results and look at attendance. Increased competition, and we have it 7, 8 miles from us. Slot machines were approved for tribal casinos recently. We've got mini casinos that are in town right now. So it's the entire industry, I think, has to face the way to combat the competition that's out there right now, and we're doing the best we can.
So, Ron, where are the future answers now for Emerald Downs? State capital in Olympia, or perhaps right here at the track with alternative forms of gambling?
It's an interesting juncture that we're at right now. You hit the nail right on the head. We have done everything we can with the state so far as the legislature. Everything we've asked of them, full card simulcasting, various tax breaks. They've been very, very gracious for us. We see no alternative from other means other than to look into the possibility of doing other forms of gaming at the track, which is not something that's appealing to me. But as I see across the country what's happened because of it, we may have to turn to that someday.
The management of Emerald Downs is also working hard at creating a younger fan base.
No, we've done probably as good a job as anyone because I've gone to several tracks as far as getting younger people. Even today, when we looked out the windows, people were coming in. Several people are in the 25 to 35 age group, which as I said, we've done a very good job at that. We've got great areas for families to come. You know, people coming in with coolers and sitting on picnic blankets and enjoying themselves.
The fans and the Bud girls really enjoyed Sunday's feature, the Budweiser Emerald Handicap. It's one of the major preps at the Long Acres Mile in August. Featured local favorite number 9, the amazing 7-year-old Kid Catabatic.
Top of the lane, Kid Catabatic in front. Now You've Got Action has popped the question on the outside. Kid Catabatic by a length to You've Got Action. Crafty Boy on the inside, but the Kid Catabatic, oh, he's giving them a galloping lesson at the 16th pole, and Kid Catabatic 4 in front. A mighty win. Kid Catabatic first, second Crafty Boy, and third You've Got Action.
Winning jockey Gary Bays talked about the Kid going back to his old front-running style.
Yeah, he was. He's coming off a sprint race where he didn't show that much speed, but today there wasn't a lot of pace in the race. It didn't look like on paper, and he got out there running, and that's the way he likes to do it. His heart got bigger and bigger as we went along.
So Kid Catabatic will be one of the local favorites for the mile as we look ahead with Emerald's Director of Broadcasting, Joe Whiffy.
Kid Catabatic, Chris, is on the right track once again. You know, he's been first, third, and fourth in the last 3 Long Acres miles against some top competition. Well, I'd go back to 1981 for a very memorable day in Washington State. Trooper 7 became the first horse to win 2 straight Long Acres miles. He beat a great field, and Gary Bays was aboard. 1996 was another fantastic year. The first year of Emerald Downs, Mike Pegram brought up Is It In Good along with trainer Bob Baffert, and they took the 96 inaugural mile at Emerald Downs, and Is It In Good became a very good horse nationwide the next year. Last year, 99, Bud Royale and owner Jeffrey Sangara, they got the mile at the expense of Mike Kay and Kid Catabatic third. Bud Royale went on to become one of the nation's top handicap horses, finishing second in the Breeders' Cup Classic. So the mile's been a very important race, both locally and nationally, and it's August 20th this year.
And finally, after 5 years, what letter grade would Ron Crockett put on his own track's performance?
I never give myself an A no matter what. So I'm in the B category, always striving for an A. C to me is average, and we're above average. So I'm in the B category.
We'll be back to wrap things up on the Racehorse Digest with Thoroughbred News.
Walmack International has built a reputation for stallions whose offspring win the world over. Alleged, Nureyev, Phone Trick, and Mizwaukee have established a rich tradition that will continue to grow. Phone Trick, sire of champion 2-year-old colt and horse of the year Favorite Trick, plus champion juvenile filly Phone Chatter, is known for precocious offspring and high-class performance. When you need speed to go the distance, you need Phone Trick. Walmack, winning the world over.
When water attacks, it can transform your beautiful deck into a danger zone. Boards warp and crack, weakening your deck. But Thompson's gives you the highest level of water protection available to protect your deck like no other. Thompson's. It never takes a day off, guaranteed.
Natural, real, the new man's way to lose the gray. Quick, just like that. It's like my natural color's back. This weekend, the greats of the gridiron go stroke for stroke with Palmer, Watson, and the rest of the Senior PGA Tour. The 2000 Cadillac NFL Golf Classic. Coverage begins Friday at 4 on ESPN.
This ESPN presentation of National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is being brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. The American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. And by the National Thoroughbred Racing Association. For cool racing stuff, go, baby, go to NTRA.com. Race results, related statistical information provided courtesy of Equibase Company, the Thoroughbred industry's official database for racing information. Well, in Thoroughbred Racing news, one of this year's headline 3-year-olds, High Yield, has been retired from racing after suffering a fractured sesamoid while training last week at Churchill Downs. High Yield, who is number 2 in the Visa points right now, is seen here winning the Grade 1 Toyota Bluegrass Stakes at Keeneland. He finished a disappointing 15th in the Kentucky Derby and 7th in the Preakness. High Yield, owned by Bob and Beverly Lewis, battling here on the rail. Also, John Magner and Michael Tabor in the ownership, expected to stand his stud career at Ashford near Versailles, Kentucky. Well, it's official. The Breeders' Cup for 2001 will be in the Big Apple. The 18th running of Racing's Championship Day will return to New York for the 4th time. It'll be Saturday, October 27th, the race at Belmont Park on Long Island. And a reminder to join us on ESPN2 this Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, NTRA 2-Day at the races, featuring the start of the Canadian Triple Crown, the Queen's Plate from Toronto. Live coverage of the Grade 1 Vanities from Hollywood Park is a late add to this edition, along with racing from New York and Arlington. And coming up next, the 2000 NRHA Derby from Oklahoma City. 4- and 5-year-old American quarter horses compete for over $127,000 in prize money. It's raining action at its very best next on GMC America's Horse. And we'll see you at the same time next week on the Racehorse Digest. Thanks for joining us as we recap thoroughbred and quarter horse racing from around the country. See you next week. And as we leave you, one more look at the nation's top handicap horse. This is Golden Missile, owned by Frank Stronach, ridden by Kent DeSomo, and trained by the May Trainer of the Month in Thoroughbred Racing, Joe Orsino. Congratulations to that group. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.